And we're live on a chaos night because we didn't get things squared away on time, but we're alive. It's horror talk. It's going to be a lot of fun because those crazy chaos nights are the ones that are the most insane. Welcome, Drunk Ed. We don't know how drunk he is yet, but he was drinking a beer earlier. I think he finished it.
Yep.
He's gone. A beer's gone. And we got the great Sim over here. He's either eating or drawing. One or the other.
Yeah, I'm in the drawing zone. I just finished, swallowing the burger before the show.
Swallowing the whole burger at once.
Yeah.
Brian's on his way. We got some more invites out. One of our guests is having technical difficulties, and hopefully he'll get that squared away in a moment. He'll be back to join us. And we have other things that will be jumping off possibly if we can get it to go. So how are you guys doing tonight? Anybody in the chat? Sound off so we know you're there.
I mean, I'm doing great. People are starting getting their books. I'm freaking happy.
Oh yeah, I haven't got mine yet.
Yeah, we had the last one I mailed with Chris.
I was the very last one.
Yeah, I waited to the last, even a week after everything was mailed. I'm like, those two guys are getting it late. I'm joking. It's coming.
There we go. I hate this thing. So it is going to be definitely a chaotic day. All right, so I'm tempted to drop the chat link in the chat to see if anybody's going to jump in. And then we got Dominic back. Let's see here. There we go. I see him again. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right.
If this doesn't work, I'll switch to my laptop. I have it right here. So
yeah, the laptop will probably actually have been better. It has a camera and everything, right?
Yeah. It has one right here.
Are you using Wi-Fi on your phone or using your phone's internet?
I'm using my phone's internet.
Yeah, so so that could be the reason why you're suffering. But it could be because the phone Wi-Fi tends to be a little stronger. You know, obviously a plugged-in line is the best. Ed, you okay? You dying there, man?
I've been having this weird headache lately where it's like it feels like someone's drilling in my skull and brain on the right side here. But
really?
I'm fine.
I don't see anybody doing that, so it's just probably a brain. It's probably just a brain tumor. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll probably have like a year to live.
Yeah,
it'll be a perfect excuse to do crazy stuff.
No, but you'll become like a super genius. You're like Travolta in Phenomenon. For like a week, and then you'll die.
It's better to be a genius for a week than an idiot forever.
So you're saying you can overclock yourself? So you get to burn your CPU faster?
Or something.
Don't remind me of that. The last computer I had, I swore it blew up because of that. Because I would run, because I had this computer that wasn't made for gaming. Then when I would use it, it would get so heated that you could visibly hear the stuff going. Like it would be so loud that it would I couldn't think. And then one day it just gave out. Bunch of smoke popped up. Like,
oh wait, he's here. Sorry, not to interrupt you, but there we go.
Brian.
What's up, Brian?
What up? Apologies for my tardiness.
It's all my fault. Everybody can blame me. I've had a busy day. I didn't get the thumbnail set up till like last minute, and in fact, I lost time. I lost track of the clock, and then like as soon as I realized it, Dominic here was over there now, was like sending me a link, like, "Hey, where's my link?" I'm like, "Oh shit, man, I'm fucking falling behind on everything already."
Oops.
Fuck.
Shit
Like,
happens. Nice to meet
yeah.
you, Dominic. What's up, Drunk Ed? What's up, Simon? And sorry to like come in and interrupt you, Ed, as you were
good.
chatting.
It was a stupid story anyway. I'm gonna actually grab another beer, so I'll be right back.
Help yourself, man.
Because I'm just like, screw this. I'll have 3 tonight. Maybe
Yeah, have another
5.
cerveza. Life is short. Oh man. Whew. Damn.
Dominic's been having technical issues, so he'll be back again.
Is he promoting something tonight?
Dominic is the guy. He comes in. He's usually like HT something in the chat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, and he is the one that did that movie that I played a priest in, and the Sparkle was.
Okay. Got it.
About it. They've so like a lot of the stuff that he would want to promote tonight, we might have already seen. You know what I mean?
That's okay.
But I wanted to give him a platform to present what he's working on and talk about his latest stuff. And Drunk Ed hit me up. So I love how he's getting a beer back so we can see what's going on.
It's awesome. Hey man, I don't understand why people still watch TV when they can watch us instead. When they can watch this shit.
Usually more interesting.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'd much rather watch Drunk Ed get a beer than watch whatever Ellen DeGeneres or whatever crap it is that people are watching these days.
Right.
Oh man. Oh.
So you asked about the cat. She is doing a lot better. She is she's still in the kennel. You know what I mean? She went to the vet 3 days in a row. You know what I mean? To make sure she got hydrated. So like we gave her fluids and he gave her medicine, 3 days in a row. And then I've been giving her antibiotics in the mornings, at night. And her fever broke by the second day. And then the third day it was completely gone. But doesn't necessarily mean her sickness is gone. It just meant that the fever and the inflammation has gone down. So whatever, and we're hitting it with antibiotics. She's still in the kennel, which means that she's not circulating with the other cats. And so whatever is, bothering her, I'm just going to keep hitting it with the antibiotics. The antibiotics are gone. And then I'm going to let her out. Her fever's gone. Her ears are normal. She's back to her normal self, except I think she might have asthma that I was unaware of, because when she's purring, I hear like a little bit of a chestiness to it,
like a wheezy kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's not wheezy. It's kind of like she's straining. It's kind of more like smoker's lung. You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, like a rattle or something. Oh man. Well, hope obviously, hopes and prayers and all that, but hopefully she's out of the woods. And it sucks though when you got critters in the kennel. Even if you know that they're okay, it's just brutal.
Yeah, we got Mogwai and Lothar D. Hail brothers, what's up?
What's up, Mogwai?
What's
up, Lothar?
Hail and welcome, everyone.
Yeah.
What up, Simon?
What's up?
Yeah.
Oh, and Lothar, I just put your gorilla book, your monkey book, in the mail today, so it's on its way. Oh, a drunk ed got a dog.
You got a dog. My mom's dog. I'm watching. Well, one of 3.
Oh, there's a big dog on Dominic's.
Oh, who dat, Dominic? Oh, that's usually a face. Oh, what a pretty pooch.
Yeah, she's really cute. Yeah, she's a good dog. She's resting right next to me. She's gonna watch the show together.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I love when people show their critters on live streams. It makes me happy. On the other hand, what I don't like about it is it makes me basically, when it comes to critters, all my dignity goes out the window. And I start baby talking and shit. It's embarrassing. Look at that face. I want to kiss that face.
Okay, you guys can go. 1 second.
That's funny.
Oh
Getting mauled
man.
by his dogs. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great. He's getting mauled. He's getting the love attack. Well, yeah, man. It's like, you're giving attention. They see that your attention is elsewhere, and they're like, "No, fuck you. Here, over here. Me, 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 me."
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. So Dominic, man, you promoting anything tonight?
Yeah, right now, I can talk about this film that me and Drew was in.
Okay.
We shot a film called Two Evils.
Okay.
It's a pretty much, to sum it up, it's like American Psycho meets The Exorcist. And
Oh, okay.
if you like those movies, you're gonna like this short film because it's one of those ideas that I came up with my friend Michael Nelson. He's a horror guy too, and we were just watching movies and everything, and we stumbled upon a lot of possession movies and thriller movies, and the main two that I liked was American Psycho and The Exorcist. So I thought like, hey, let's just make a movie where a psychopath fights a demon, and they come and fight together, and goes all crazy. And yeah, I thought it'd be pretty dope, just to do that because I always like to mash things together and like have like two evils and
Yeah.
fight something like that. So yeah,
Yeah. Like the old monster mashes and the
right,
monster
right,
rallies, right?
right.
It's that old thing, and comic book fans, we know all about that. Who would win in a fight, right?
Yeah.
that
And
usually leads to some pretty good debates, man. Who's going to win in a monster fight?
Yeah, and also, when some of the monster mashes, like, I mean, my favorite is Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. They could be pretty damn fun, if they're done right. I'm like that too. I'm all about hybrids and taking shit and just
Yeah.
pushing them, squeeze them together, throw them in a blender, see what you get.
Right. And but yeah, we shot the film. We're in post production right now. It's gonna be released on September 30th on YouTube. Right now, we're looking to screen it in some places, or at least one place, maybe a film festival or something, because we want to like kind of promote it a little bit, get it out there so people can see it and like be able to watch, the film that we created. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to mention that, get that out there real quick because that's what we're going to be promoting this year. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
And what do
And
you?
Drew was in it, and he played like a priest in there, and
Oh, that's
he
great casting.
yeah, and he gets messed up. So if you watch the film, you're gonna see him getting all types of messed up, and it's gonna be great.
You get toe up, you get jacked up in that Drew.
I don't live through it, if that's what you're wondering.
Oh man, that's gotta be so much fun being killed in a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't really push myself as an actor. You know what I mean? I mean, Brian, you're aware I've done like comedy acting quite a bit, and I was in theater, in high school and that kind of stuff. But usually I'm behind the camera, or I'm tech, or I'm doing, some kind of like, Dom got to see that I'm actually, I've done some like fight choreography in the past. Even, he was all like, "Oh, this guy's like knows what he's doing with this." It's funny. So
Well, you're multi-talented, sir. And the thing about comedy,
I've just been around forever, man. You know what I
Right,
mean? It's
right.
just it's
Yeah.
like when you've been in the game as long as I have, you've done a little bit of everything.
Right. And the thing is comedy acting is actually probably the most difficult form of acting. It's so underrated. It's difficult to pull off, at least in my opinion.
I
ain't kidding.
I actually have, for me, live stage acting is the hardest, because I have issues with memorization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
So
Yeah.
music lyrics fine, but actual like lines and on time. My theater mates in school wanted me
Yeah.
dead on a regular basis.
Oh,
because
Oh,
I would fuck everything up.
oh
Um,
God.
but you know, so I'm much better behind the camera. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel.
It's my favorite. Although I do have acting chops. You know what I mean? And if I can improv, I'm solid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't really have to sweat it. But
Right.
but yeah. So Sim's making fun of my shirt.
Oh, poor Mogwai Centurion. He says, "Here baking, not the fun way." His AC went out. Cool thoughts. Send cool thoughts to you, Mogwai. Chewbacca. What a Wookiee. And Drunkhead's got a fuzzy kitty.
Yeah, this is my cat Terminator.
Aw. Terminator is floofy.
Very
That's a-
much so.
That's a
Can we talk
floof.
about
That's a
that?
floofy cat.
Quick question for you, Brian. Brian
Yes.
Nader, that's you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check your emails.
Okay. I certainly shall. And like I said, man, the Death Dealer is on his way to serve you an ass whooping. So, and thanks again for that the heavy metal issue that got here in nice shape.
1979.
I know it's sweet,
Which one?
dude.
Which
Thank
one is
you.
Which one is it? Because I
It's-
just
I have a quick question about Terminator. Terminator.
The one with the tank, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
But the original movie, it's like, I don't know, a lot of people don't realize, but it seems like a slasher movie. If you
It is.
you know,
The first Terminator? Yeah. It
Yeah.
absolutely is a slasher
Yep.
movie.
oh, heavy metal. Wait, is that a book?
yeah.
It's a magazine.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the first one he
oh.
ever read. He found himself a
Yeah.
copy. And you know, he had to go try and find one in 78 because I had one in 79. This is how Drew is. That's how competitive he is.
Yeah, like the first one, I had to find one that before we ever met. The first one I read just happened. Yeah, no, it's a little too coincidental. But yeah, this is the first issue I ever held and read of heavy metal, and yeah, it is just as I remember it. I mean, the
My
imagery,
favorite one in the collection that I had, but somebody stole it because it disappeared from my collection. I had one from May 76, which is my birthday.
Oh.
I never found it. It disappeared from my collection. That pissed the fuck out of me.
Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right.
The next heavy metal show that you guys do, make sure you let me know ahead of time. So I can show off my book.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I can't find the issue that Simon sent. I think it's upstairs.
We got
possibly.
Hex in the chat there. Hex Allen, what's up?
Oh, what up,
brother?
Hex?
What's up, X?
Always good to see him.
So, Dominic, it's kind of hard for me to ask questions about the Two Evils because I know too much about it already, because I was there for the shooting. There's lots of fun stuff. Like I didn't get to see any of the camera footage, right? So you got to say that you're doing the editing yourself, or you're doing the post, right? You're doing the editing.
Yeah, well, I have an editor that is working on it. I actually went to his place so I can look over the editing and see like some of the drafts he made and like how it looked, when it was filmed and how he mixed it up in the editing room. And it looks really good. Visually, it looks really good. I told him to make it look a little more atmospheric, I guess you can say, when they're in the house and everything. So he made it in a way where it looks, kind of a little gritty, and it looks a little gritty, a little dark, and that's what I wanted in the film. That's pretty much how it is right now, and that's always what I wanted. So yeah, it looks really good though, for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I didn't get to see any of the footage at all, so I don't even have a clue how it's going to look. So it's going to be interesting. I guess when you're in something like that, some people hate to see themselves. You know what I mean? I actually I hate to hear myself You know, even though
Everybody
I've been told,
does.
even though I've been told I have a nice lilty voice, but I really do hate to hear myself.
Yeah,
So
but everybody feels that way. I don't know anybody that likes the sound of their own voice. It always makes them cringe.
oh, I know some
Yep.
people that like the sound of their own voice. They never shut up.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I've
man.
done interviews.
Was there
and
was
stuff.
there a pun intended somewhere?
No,
I don't know. I kind of smelled the pun flying just like from one screen on my left, on my right, and one to the bottom left. I don't know.
You never
No.
know. We operate
you know,
on many levels.
I think right now, you know, knowing Drew, it suits to say, "Ow."
Oh, and Hex got his copy of Blood Hunt today.
Oh, get the hell out!
Whoa.
Awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, he got Captain Love a few days ago too. So that's awesome.
See how he is? See what I'm telling you? Fucking Drew.
And Hex, no, I
Sorry.
don't love the sound of my own voice.
I can't help it that I'm faster than
chatterbox.
you.
That's okay. Mine already made the UK, dude.
Wait, Drew.
Yeah.
So speaking of not like when you see yourself talk on camera and everything, you get a little cringe or like you get just nervous. I have some clips of me during doing interviews and stuff. The recent one I did was "What are your thoughts?" I don't know if you have the link I sent you. That
Did you send me a link today?
Yeah, I sent you the link, but I don't know if you got it. It didn't show on there.
Yeah. If it didn't show up, I probably didn't get it. So.
Okay.
Back in a sec. Let me just pop upstairs.
Yeah, speaking of short films, I was actually supposed to make one. It was supposed to be late June through July, but because of the pandemic, they were like, "Yeah, we're pulling our funding for this, and you're not going to be able to make it." It was supposed to be about the Battle of Tolga, which took place in Russia on December 11th, or sorry, November 11th, 1918. It's also called Peace Day's Bloody Battle.
Did you say you just say pea stains bloody battle?
Peace
Peace.
Days.
That's what I thought.
Interesting. Not a part of history that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but during the Russian Civil War, the U.S. and several other countries sent units to Russia to try and intervene, but it didn't work out, so they just held on to a port until all the White Russians, the army, that were called the White Russians, they were the anti-communist forces, pulled out.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So basically, it was supposed to be about that because I wanted to, because there's barely anything on it. So I wanted to, I did my research. I had friends that knew some stuff about it. I was going to make it, and all that happened. I even had a bunch of my reenactor buddies ready to get in kit for it, too.
Oh man, and that's the hardest part of making a short film is just getting people to show up, because you have a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I'm down, and then like when the day rolls along, it's like you can't find them.
Yeah, I had the same same problem too. I had for Two Evil, same thing. I had an actor that was supposed to show up, two of them at least, like supposed to show up, and they never showed up, and that's how I got an actor named Arizona Olaf. He played the role of the main villain, and he also another one was I think it was no, it was Drew. It was Drew. He played the actor that missed out on that day too. So
so
we
I filled in for the flake.
Yeah.
I wasn't, just so you guys know, I wasn't the first choice.
I know. Oh, ow, ouch, owies. Damage,
but
fifis.
in Dominic's defense of that, he was probably completely unaware that I had any chops at all. You know what I mean? So because
Right.
I don't advertise myself as an actor or anything. You know what I mean? I don't. So
Well, I mean, even non-actors could sometimes be great if you cast them right and you direct them the right way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of movies I've seen with almost completely amateur casts that are like unwatchable, and then there's some that actually kind of work.
well, the truth of the matter is, when it comes down to it, a good director and a good editor can take whoever they have to work with,
Mhm.
and knowing what the people they have to work with are capable of,
Right.
can get their vision across in a solid way, knowing that okay, I need this, and this, and just get those things captured, and then make sure that those come out right and edit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you have to know what you're going after. You know what I mean? You have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you, I mean, I worked with I worked with one of the hardest challenges as a director. A lot of people don't realize that because the videos aren't even up anymore because they've all been put on private. But on YouTube, years and years and years ago, I worked with a girl who used to be in Fresno. Now she lives in LA. But she we would have her act off of against herself, and sometimes 2 or 3 characters. She would play 2 or 3 characters, and so we would shoot all this stuff green screen, and then I would put it all together in post, and we would mostly improv all of it. So it would just be like, okay, we know the themes, we know where we want it to go, we know what's going to happen. And I would basically is how we would go into it. We'd know that much, and then I would direct, throw her lines. She would come up with her own lines. I would tell her this. I'd be like, okay, I need this to flow. So I would have the camera locked down for we would change characters, and I couldn't change the camera because I would have to overlay the scenes and everything to make it work. And
right.
And it was a director's nightmare. Editor's nightmare. I would spend days, making sure it was ready for its production. It was a lot of work. So, that was kind of like trial by fire as a director and an editor. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I can imagine.
So
that had to be brutal. Oh, look what I got in the mail, Simon.
Ooh, would you look at that? Captain
It's-
Love.
Yeah, it's not Blood Hunt.
Yeah. Are you fucking surprised it's coming from the fucking US?
I know. I'm busting your balls, brother. Busting your balls. Came with these
Trust
lovely...
me, dude. I'm pretty proud of myself when I know that within 2 weeks, from me shipping the stuff with the help of Beacon, people are all getting their books around the world at the same time. So the logistic worked.
Excuse me.
So, you guys, UK and Canada are all getting your... The only weird thing is, some of the first packaging I shipped, right, was like, let's just say, like an example, Joe Ball, right, and my uncle, right, one in Canada, one in the US, right, and I was told that the US would take over a month, right. Well, Joe Ball got his freaking book before my uncle.
yeah, it's like there's no postal services can be weird like that sometimes.
Yeah, the post office is really weird, especially now. Our post office is going through some serious stuff.
And they just did a big, and the Post Canada just did, like, you guys need to know it for your Canadian backer. They just made a big video announcement on YouTube and stuff like that they've been having a whole bunch of issues of, like, explaining what happened to me, and I was like, the one from my uncle kind of got put aside for a while, but the other one, since it was expedite or something with my business account, it went faster. That type of stupid thing.
Yeah.
So regular mail gets slowed down. Like, to me, every time I get a message, you have a book on its way, I know I'm waiting a month and a half or 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a tough time in that respect, but
I don't have my Captain Love.
And you don't have the trading card. Check that out. It even comes in a little baggie, so you can keep it in mint condition.
And it's important to keep it in mint condition because when the graphic novel comes out, it's going to have 3 trading cards with it, and then those are going to ship out with the 9 thing. So if you have all 6 from the chapters. You know what I mean? You're gonna have another whole set of 9, so you're gonna need the holder for it.
And my boy, I'm happy you like the sketch card. I busted my ass with those 186 sketch cards.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you ever, brother? Did you ever?
Dude,
It was one of those things that's like you were like, "Oh fuck! I agreed to do this. Now I got to do this."
No, but the thing is, I wanted to.
Of course.
It was not like something I didn't want to do. But the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
between that and keeping working, I
Yeah.
ended up with my wrist jamming for like a week. Remember?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so
Yeah, you had
I
go video game
I
free.
see
I'm gonna-
I see the link that Dominic sent me. It's an interview of him. Do you want me to just find a nice still frame of a cringe face, Dominic, on this? Because
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't know if we can watch this whole interview because I mean, obviously, we don't want to watch another YouTube show while we're Drunk Ed
We
dropped
lost
out.
Ed.
He'll
We
be
lost
back.
Ed.
No, you say he'll be back or something?
Oh, did he say something?
Did he say
Yeah,
something?
he said he'll be
Okay.
back.
All
He
right.
should have just put his camera on.
It's all good. But Ed was clever.
Yeah. So, but if you do have something like that you want to promote visually, like a previous video presentation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why don't you send me a link of one of those, or you know what I mean? So we can get some of that stuff shared. I know you sent me some stuff on Facebook before. I probably look back in the history here to see. What's Crooked Killer? What's that?
Oh, that's my short horror film. It's the second one I made.
It's the second one you made?
Yeah.
Why don't we check that out? Let's see here.
Okay. Oops, I have to share this one to you.
Did you get the email, Brian?
Actually, just opening my email now.
You'll see why I'm asking. I want to
Let
make
me
sure
know.
that it went through.
You got the stuff?
Okay.
It's right here.
All right, let's start that over. All right. Okay. This is Crooked Killer. So.
You got the stuff?
Shit's right here.
Yeah. See, that's the good stuff right there.
I sell good products.
Yeah. Hey, look. I need you to do me a favor, okay? I got this lieutenant at the precinct. It's causing nothing but problems, okay? See, he's trying to stop you from selling me this kind of stuff, okay? I need you to take him out.
I understand completely. I will get my boys and get shit done.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go. See? You get it done, or I end you. You understand? Yeah, I thought you did. Hey, watch where you're going, asshole. Fucking asshole. I'm sorry, what did you say? I said asshole. Say that just a little bit slower. See, because I couldn't hear you from over here. Look, I didn't say anything. Did you hear me say anything? Yeah, see, and that's what I thought. You better take your ass out of here before I drop your ass. Oh, shove this up your ass. Yeah, got your ass. See, I don't mind taking out punks like you. Coming out here trying to fuck my shit up. Yeah.
Shanked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're just a name on a report. There's Officer Mark, badge 166. Got a body in the alley right behind my residence. Looks like he may have stabbed himself in the stomach. Can you go ahead and send me 2 units and a coroner to my location? Okay. Hey, what are you doing out here, man? It's not safe. Hello? Oh, man. See, I'm sick of scum like you. Always trying to come out here and cause problems. What is it? Oh, so you got a gun, huh? Big boy's got a gun. Do you know how to use that gun, huh? See, I know how to use mine.
Sorry, no.
Got your ass. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta get this fixed. Oh, you. Who's there? Put your hands up.
Hey, boss, it's me.
Man, I could have shot you.
You could have, but you didn't.
You're lucky I recognized who it was. If not, you'd be dead.
It's all right to shoot, sir. I have bulletproof vest on. And I know you wouldn't hesitate to shoot.
Yeah, you know I won't.
Oh, shit, you've been shot.
The fuck does it look like?
Hey, my bad, boss.
Man, will you just call me an ambulance?
For sure, yeah.
Man, I dropped my gun outside when he shot me.
Oh, okay. I'll go get it.
Shit! Ah! Fuck! Oh, you...
Thought you had me, didn't you? You see? You got it all wrong. I'm going to go after them too. I'm going to make them suffer, and then they're going to die. I'm going to kill every one of you crooked motherfuckers. Ain't shit you're going to do about it.
You know you're not going to get away with it. They're going to find you.
I doubt that.
Hey, hello? Hello, is this going on? Hey, your son's over here at the office, man. Hey, go pick him up, man, over here at Main Street. You know where it is. I don't have to tell you again and again and again. I don't want to do that. All right? Your son's out here. Look at it. I mean, something could happen to this guy. I mean, come on, man. What if someone breaks in? He gets hurt or something? I don't want no blood on you, okay? You go pick up your son. That's it, all right? Do it. See you later. Yo, listen. Hello? Hey, your son's been stabbed multiple times, man. Come over to the hospital and check out your son, man. He might die. Just say your final goodbyes, okay? Man.
Very cool.
Like,
I liked your lead actor there.
yeah, and so the ending, if you heard the audio and everything, that's supposed to be part of a trilogy. So this was the second movie, part of this three movies, so it's a trilogy. The first one is stopped, and the second
Well,
one.
you should have stopped me and had me do the first one.
I know. I wanted to, but like when you played it, I was like, oh, shoot. But yeah, no, it's part of a series in a way. It's a trilogy. So yeah, so that
Cool.
explains the ending scene for that. So.
And Simon, I did get your email.
What are you sending him dick pics again, Simon?
No, access to a drive for a story.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So now he just has access to all the concept art and my first draft of the plot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out later.
That's the Doc Salem
Nope.
Blood Hunt crossover.
Nope.
Nope, this is something else actually.
Yeah.
Sim has a very fertile imagination. Let's just say that.
It's just so like remember when I came in, one of my end game was to release an anthology called Opera Omnia, and the idea is to have different type of sci-fi or fantasy type of stories, right? And have a whole bunch of different writers with me on it, like me. It's like a book, and it's me jamming with my friends. That's the idea of it. So I'm guessing,
jamming.
and I'm thinking that if we all having fun, each on our side with the stories, I'm guessing that people will have fun reading that piece.
Hell yeah.
There's some decent logic.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the thing is, if you're not into it and you're just phoning it in, that's going to come across. And if you're passionate about your work and if you're having fun, that sense of fun is going to come across.
The book will come out to be like a mix between like The Outer Limits and like what I mean is like different type of short stories, right? Like a mix of of that and heavy metal.
Oh, that sounds great.
So,
two great tastes that taste great together.
Opposite to something I'm working is all the short story and Tales from the Netverse are linked to one story, while the other one will be totally different. Nothing's linked.
All right. Well, that cringe face we're talking about.
Oh shit.
The what?
Just making fun of Dom. He sent me an interview link, and I got a paused face for him, so we can tease him about it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, oh, there you go. All right. I'm not gonna I'm gonna cringe face.
So the other one was called Stalked, and what's the third one in this trilogy?
The third one's not. We never started the third one because I went back to college and I was focusing on getting my degree in theater and ASL. And that's how I moved out here, and so I've been focusing on that. But then eventually I started to come back and make films and start doing films. And that was the third one was Troubled, and that was George Ohan's Financial Literacy Film Festival short film collection. That's what I worked on for my third film, and my fourth film, of course, Two Evils. And that one was the one that me and Michael Nelson, my co-writer, came up with. And then I'm working on a fourth one right now, but it's not the third one. It's not the third movie in the trilogy yet. I'm gonna get to that, but right now I just need to get some things out of the way first, and then I'll come back to the story that has been told in these two films, and then I'll make the third one to completely finish that story, and then that'll be that. Yeah.
Well, then for the audience, this is out of order.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Once we see the finished product. Now, what I'm wondering is, are you going to put them all together, or are you going to keep them separate as little short films?
I was gonna keep them all together, so they'll be on YouTube. I'm gonna create a playlist, and the playlist will include those 3 films, and they'll be tied together, and then people will understand what's going on, like how is this connected to this film, and yeah, stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Cool.
And the ending part of the last one explains explains it. So you know how he says, "Oh, your son's been stabbed" and all that stuff. Well, this is his son. This is his son.
Ah,
So yeah. So it all comes around together. So yeah.
very cool.
So here it goes. Can you hear it? Do you guys hear it?
Nah, I can't.
All right, let's try that again.
Sorry, let me turn my.
I probably didn't share the audio.
So, I shut everything down. I'm gonna take off.
Yeah, sure. I'll just wrap everything up right. Okay. Have a good night.
You too.
Hey, you locked, man? We're closing, bro. We've been closed. I'm calling security.
Come on!
Now you see, I would have taken the stairs.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, it's interesting. Look, I want to talk about that a little bit. So that scene where he goes into the elevator, actually when he was waiting for the elevator to come up, I had the idea for the stalker to be in the elevator. So when the elevator came up, he's there. But then I'm like that would be like I thought it would be obvious. I guess you can say. I wasn't really sure why I decided not to do that and decided for him to come down the stairs.
Well,
But
that would make me think that he was supernatural.
yeah, yeah, and that's why I didn't want that to be. I wanted him to be like an actual like human being, like he's actually like
Right.
running and walking.
Yeah, just a lunatic.
Yeah,
The
but
maniac.
that's the intention though for
Right.
that. Yeah, but I thought it'd be just cooler that way too because it's like he's coming down the stairs like casually, just still going after him. I thought that would be just interesting that way, and if people and a lot of people laugh at that part when he throws the hat on him.
Oh, I think I thought it was funny too, but it was like, here's your hat back.
Yeah, yeah, that was a little joke right there too. Like, stuff like that is it's really cool. And by the way, I'm a big fan of B movies,
Oh,
so
me
that's
too,
why.
brother.
Yeah, and when you see Crooked Killer or Stalked and stuff like that, like those, I had the B movie inspiration. Just put it there. So if you see stuff like that, it's like B movie stuff. So yeah, really cool, interesting.
Yeah, it definitely shows. They definitely show your love for the genre.
Yeah, yeah, especially the dialogue. Like the dialogue, it has to be cheesy. It has to be just over the top. Just
Right.
when you watch it, you're just like, yeah, this is a B movie. Like this is exactly what I'm watching right now, and I love it. So yeah, really cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, and but for the future, I've been doing like realistic horror films. So like Stalk and Crooked Killer was one. Trouble was another one, and but Two Evils is sort of on the line between realism and not realism because you have the demon, but I can't really spoil anything. But yeah, that's there's something there that kind of gets out of reality and into fantasy, and I really think that it's different from all my other films. But for now, like feature wise, I'm creating just realistic, horrific reality type of films that I think people can relate to. Because I know there's a lot of films, horror films out there, supernatural, like like especially slasher movies. You got supernatural killers like Jason, um, freaking Michael Myers, Freddy, and I'm like, I want to do a film, a slasher film where it's just a regular guy killing, and but in a sort of realistic fashion. So that's something I wanted to do pretty much, as you can see. So yeah, it's pretty dope. I like you know I like those horror films. I like horror films like that. But especially like when they're there's films like they're killing teenagers or college students. There's like a film that I want to do where instead of killing teenagers or college students or young people, like innocent people, maybe going after like criminals. maybe like slasher hunts down and kills criminals in a brutal way, and
Right.
in a way, and that stuff like that. Because I feel like it's game, it's like it's actually something going after and killing. It's
Right.
like
Right.
so yeah, it reminds you a little bit of Predator if you think about it, like in a way where um, you know Arnold and them, they have the big guns, they got muscles, they're tough guys. Well, in this way, for this one, I think like it should be like, yeah, they have guns and stuff and they're tough guys, but they're doing different crimes that are still crimes, but they're different, but they're still like criminals. So that's what I was thinking for making a movie about.
There's a movie you should definitely take a look at. It's an Irish movie by Shane. I'm forgetting his last name now. It's called Dead Man's Shoes, and it's about a guy who leaves his little small town to join the military, leaves behind his brother, who's mentally handicapped, and he's basically used and abused and killed by like these local the local drug gang. And so his brother comes back and he's like, I'm not going to come at you like Charles Bronson style, like guns blazing. I'm coming at you like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Check that out. That's really good.
Yeah, no, I never go and research or look at movies to take the ideas from them. I'm not like sometimes I'll look, but I'll dissect things, and
Right.
put it in my film. But sometimes I think of stuff that I never seen. Like I never watched a movie that like stuff like that. I never knew there was a movie like that.
Right.
Where, and it was like, wow, like I never even knew there was a movie like that. But I thought in a way where it's came up with my idea of it, and that's the way that I thought I'm the first one who came up with it. Not saying I'm like discrediting other ones because I never knew that.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, and there's the things like parallel development, right? Like I remember talking to somebody that was a script reader, like would read screenplays, like that was their job, was to read screenplays for like some agency. And she said that she read 3 scripts in 1 week that all had scenes that took place on southwestern snake farms. Like, what are the fucking odds? She was like, what is it about snake farms this week?
Yeah.
And then of course you're always worried about cross contamination. I used to worry about that a lot when I was young. I don't sweat it now. But you're thinking like, oh, like I don't want to read this because I'm afraid that that's going to influence me in some way. But then sometimes also you're like, oh crap, I probably should take a look at this because I don't want to maybe accidentally do the same thing that person did. And
that's the best reason to keep yourself up on other content is so that you don't accidentally copy them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you, because it gives you the ability to take an idea. It's like, I like this idea, but they're kind of doing that. And then you're like, okay, well, I'll go this way with it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I suggested checking out.
I don't know if everybody's ever seen this guy before. This is Salty.
Salty.
Yeah, Salty, and Pepper.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper. That's
Oh,
that was cool.
And Salty has a flavor.
Salty is what you would call a apricot tipped Siamese. He's got the little orange on his ears. And
Oh, he's pretty. That's a pretty kitty.
He's spoiled rotten. They're all spoiled rotten.
That's what you're supposed to do with cats, brother. That's what you're supposed to do. Because dogs, if you spoil them, like I've heard, they can get like out of control and like eat your couch and your boots and everything, especially big dogs. So cats, you can just spoil the heck out of them.
Dog, you see the difference is you can't discipline a cat. You can discipline a dog. You know what I mean? If you discipline a cat, that cat's going to rebel even more and avoid you. You know what I mean?
Right. A dog you can guilt trip. A cat, not so much.
There's some kinds of things you can do to like sort of discipline a cat, like squirt it with water, so it'll run away from whatever it's doing.
Right.
But like Salty, he darts out the back door so many times. I've spanked him and
Oh,
like
no.
screamed at him, and he'll do it again next chance he gets. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, they don't
So,
care.
Yeah, he's all like, "Fuck you, I'm going again." A
Right.
dog would learn. A dog would not repeat the mistake over and over.
Yeah,
and
and then there's the guilty dog face and the guilty dog eyes. There's no such thing as like guilty cat eyes or guilty cat.
Oh no,
face.
they have the busted look. Like,
Oh, the busted look. Yeah, yeah. If you catch them doing this something they're not supposed to, yeah, without a doubt.
Sometimes they're not even. They just think they're busted and they're not too. I get that look a lot. I'm like,
Yep. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. But they just don't do guilt.
Yeah.
That we're aware of.
Yeah, they're not sociopaths, but they're close.
No, definitely not. But you know.
So, what's the next project you're working on? I know a little bit. You told me about it. The one you said you're gonna shoot it in Merced.
Yeah, so I'm in Merced right now. Yeah, I'm planning to shoot the film in Merced. And maybe because there's like a park in Merced that's like really big. Like it's a really big park. And I wanted my script take place in the park. And I was looking for a park that's, pretty big, decent size. But when I looked at the Merced Park over there, I was like, wow, this is perfect. So I decided this is the filming location. This is where we're going to shoot. And, oh yeah, and by the way, when I was talking about, slasher film going after criminals, well, this is the one I was talking about. I know I was just saying like it's an idea, but I actually wrote the script, and this is the movie that I'm planning to shoot. So this is definitely the slasher film that hunts down criminals. So, yeah,
Interesting.
cool. And but yeah, no, it's definitely cool. Like I said, I'm always watching a slasher film where they're going after young innocent people. Like,
right.
Just like there's no game in that. Whereas in a film like this, there's game because they have something, they have guilt behind them. They can stand up for themselves. They're dangerous like the killer. So it's like, hey man, why not go after these guys? Because it feels more like a sport in a way. So that's
there's that predator angle.
Yeah,
Exactly.
predator,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Like they want to hunt people worth hunting that are going to be worthy adversaries.
Right. And that is what I thought for this one. And I do realize Predator has the same concept, but for this one, it's for criminals.
Well, yeah, I mean, it all
actually,
goes back to the most dangerous game, though.
Predator kind of like took that concept a little bit harder when it got the what was it, the Predators? You know what I mean? The plural of that one. Where it took the killers and dumped them on the alien planet.
Yeah, which was a great premise, but then they didn't commit to it completely. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
They definitely cocked it up, that's for sure. But
yeah, it's just like, because then it's like, okay, well then you have to have some of them that are actually good people deep down inside. It's like, no, they should all be fucking shitheels.
Yeah.
And stay with that. But if the movie had been Japanese, then they would have stayed with that for sure.
Yeah, and you can tell like in that movie Predators, they all of them have different backgrounds. They're different in like where they come from and what type of criminal like aspect they have, but like they played it down a little bit and make them more relatable. Except for that one guy that they obviously made him a villain, like just.
The serial killer.
Yeah, the serial killer. Like
which is
really bad. Like he's terrible and he should deserve it. But like the other ones, like especially the rapist guy, like that guy, you're like, yeah, like this guy deserves it. But then like he kind of make you like him a little bit, and like he kind of saves the day. But
they were playing with the human dynamic. They were trying to show that these people aren't all bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the The thing is, though, you mentioned if Predator had been done in Japan, I would love to see that Shogun versus Predator.
Oh man, my
Oh.
favorite. This is like a total non sequitur, but my favorite out of all like the Predator versus comics, and Dark Horse has done a ton of them. My favorite was Predator versus Tarzan because it was set in Pellucidar, which is like at the Earth's core. Oh, that's fantastic! It's illustrated by Lee Weeks. People, Predator versus Tarzan. You can get it trade paperback. Check that out. You'll love it to pieces.
I know there's a lot of Predator versus different characters, and he did Batman
Twice. Yeah.
He of course he did Alien. That was in the comics.
Yeah.
But
that was the first one.
yeah, and then also I think it was Terminator.
Well, there was Robocop versus Terminator, which was written by Frank Miller and illustrated by Walter Simonson, and it is like a minor masterpiece. Like it's so much better than you think it's going to be.
Yeah, I know. I heard of it, and some people say it's like underrated and stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
Sim, you want to show us what you're drawing?
Why?
Or that sexy bare chest of yours.
You just saw what I shared.
Oh man. And loving the stuff that you sent me, you sexy Quebecois.
I'm not gonna show more, but this is what I shared on Twitter.
Let me see. Oh yeah.
I'm doing a little something for my bro death. Yeah, it's one of the things I've been waiting on. Me and Joe are friends, and I can't wait for that fucking book.
Oh God, yeah. This is for death.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate. Tell him I hate him for coming up with that title instead of me. That's like the best title ever. And the art looks amazing. Oh God, everybody can't wait for that.
And I'm also working on this, but yeah.
Sweet. For Tales of the Nadverse?
No.
Oh, okay. Lost Pages. Nice. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So I'm not showing more. So
badass. Oh, dude, seriously? That's perfect. What you just showed, just tickled our ass with a feather a little bit.
This is part of the 4-page vein story.
Nice. Oh man, killing it.
But 4 pages, sorry.
Beautiful.
I actually was trying to start a graphic novel. It's a horror anthology graphic novel, and it's like the stories are like from nightmares to horrifying realities to mystery, suspense, sci-fi, and all that stuff. So I'm trying to cover all those bases for the anthology. So I'm working on that because because of course I don't have the budget of Tales from the Crypt or Masters of Horror types of budgets for my production. So just write a graphic novel, and then eventually like the producers or other Hollywood folks will read it and be like, oh, let's turn this into something, let's make something out of it, and they have the money to produce and put their work in, or the money in, and then you'll have an actual like series, show, movie, whatever. So it's definitely good to write your content on paper, because if you don't have the necessities or the budget or the resources in order to make something on screen, then you can do that on book, and that will sell, and then people will be like, hey, let's put some money in, let's make something.
Well, that's the great thing. First of all, welcome back, Drunk Ed. That's the great thing about comic books, and it took me a while to really really settle in, sink in, is that holy shit, I have a limitless budget. Mm-hmm. Like, I can, I got $500 million here. I can make this thing as big as I want or as small as I want, and it's you're not dealing with the same limitations, so you can go as big as you like. And what's great about anthologies is that allows you to play with mood. You know, you can have a lighthearted story, then a really dark one, or, you know, you can run the full range. I'm especially crazy about the Amicus anthology movies. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, Amicus and
Love those.
all those Tales from the Dark Side, you know, all those just old original masterpieces. Just really good, man. And I feel like Tales from the Dark Side and the other one, Two Evil Eyes or something.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
Romero and Argento.
yeah, and Harvey Keitel was in. It was a really good. I like the movie. It was a really
Me
good
too.
anthology. Even though it was two stories, it
Yep.
still was really cool. And yeah, those films are underrated. You know.
Yeah, they are.
Do you know the series and movie called Night Tales?
Night Tales. No.
No. It's actually a pretty interesting, underrated series and film. It's an indie film, and it's pretty much same concept for anthology, but it's more urban.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's been like a whole bunch of them recently. You know, there's like VHS, VHS2, VHS Viral, and of
Yeah.
course those are mixed bags because you have all these different directors, and some of the stories aren't so good, but then some of them are killer. And there was one that I really liked called Southbound. And what's interesting about that one is that you've seen like quite a few horror movies set in hell, but this is one that's set in purgatory. And I'm not going to say anything more, but it's Southbound. It's called. I think it's on Shudder. Definitely check that out if you get a chance.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and Creepshow.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that 5 times in the theater when it came out.
Yeah, so it was really good. I actually liked the original because I know there was the second one and the third one, but I really liked the original because it had like 5 stories. And I'm like,
I know.
5 stories, like, and it's good because you got different stories that people are gonna like, and then people
Exactly.
are not gonna like, and that's really good. My favorite one is right. We talk about it a little bit. The story.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Creepshow, the original.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was written by Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King and George Romero. He directed it, and all the effects, Tom Savini.
Yeah, man.
I really love the one story with what's his name? I know the one with the beach one. With that comedian or that comedian actor from Airplane. Forgot.
Oh, Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
I can hold my breath a long time.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
And Ted Danson too.
Yeah. And what was that? What was that other one? Oh, the one with Stephen King in it. The
Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill.
Yeah, I like that one because it was very like I would say sad. Well, it was funny. It was a little comedic, short, but at the same time, it was like very in a way lighthearted, but also kind of sad because
Yeah. Well, it was a big love letter. Creepshow was a big love letter to the old EC comics, which were like the comics, of course, that ended up getting banned thanks to the efforts of Frederick Wortham.
Yeah.
Who wrote a book called Seduction of the Innocent.
But, no, they had all those comics and they started banning them because all of them were like, not just horror, but like they're very, horrific, graphic. And you can say the same thing when it comes to the movies like VHS nasties or video nasties.
Video nasties, yes. Oh God, I love that subject.
Yeah, and stuff like that, where they do the same thing but for the horror movies that are really like low budget, independent, and they really go out the gore and everything.
Oh yeah, man. I am so jealous of my UK horror brethren, because it's like when we were kids, my friends and I, and we got our hands on something really filthy and trashy and subversive and forbidden, right? Like Zombie or Cannibal Holocaust or whatever, right? We felt like, oh, this is like, like we're doing something dangerous here, right? We're playing with something that we're not supposed to. And my friends in the UK, they were actually breaking the law watching a lot of these movies. And I'm just like, oh man, talking about forbidden fruit. It's just like, yeah, we're breaking the law. Watching Eaten Alive and, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of them, like Driller Killer.
Driller Killer was one of the main ones. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lot of them, and like the Mutilator was another one. And
The Mutilator, yeah.
It's like if you really look at it though, like if you watch them now,
yeah,
they're really not that bad.
No, they're tame.
Yeah, and if you watch The Walking Dead, the current show.
Oh my god.
Like that's next level.
That would have gotten an X rating if that had been released theatrically, and just 10 years before. But you see, what happened was there were the forensic shows, and the forensic shows made gore mainstream because they medicalized it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you had like a mangled, bloated corpse, but it was it was in a medical setting, right? Where you had like, a coroner and everything like that. And for some reason, like that made it okay. And then you end up with like The Walking Dead, which easily would have gotten an X rating, much less ended up on TV back in the 80s or the 90s or even the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh, I like to comment on Charles Sherrod comment.
What's up, Charles?
About Freddy versus Jason because it was sour because of no Kane Hodder. I agree with that because I think Kane Hodder would have been really perfect for the role of Jason in that movie. Because if you think about it, because if you watch the movie, Jason in that movie was very how you say it, more of a not really. Kane in the previous movies, he brought an actual like badass like
menace,
tough menace.
Yeah, sense of menace. Yeah.
Hey man, like I ain't playing around.
Yeah. That's why he's the fan favorite. Yeah, without a doubt. That amazes me. They didn't get Kane Hodder for that. That's just insane.
Yeah, it's weird because he's already done like 4 movies. Like he did Jason X too. So it was that was a year before Freddy vs. Jason. Like, why didn't you just bring him after Jason X? Like, it doesn't make any
that's ridiculous.
Because the writers said they wanted Jason to look more not menacing, but more like tame, like more like what you just had Jason X. You just had Jason X where he was really like brute. He was really tough and menacing. And
he's turned into like a cyborg, like Super Jason.
Yeah, and then now you're gonna bring him back to a lower level than Kane just pulled off. Like that's weird. I don't know.
It is.
I think even though Kane wasn't in there, I still liked the movie. Kind of. It was
watchable.
It was watchable, especially the fight scene. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. But but if you sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Sorry. No, go ahead. I have a bad habit of doing that. You gotta forgive me. It's ADD.
Sorry. It's just because you have these opportunity to not like redo it, but make a sequel. To top the first one, and they're originally gonna do Freddy vs. Jason versus Ash, the movie. But they made it into a comic because they couldn't afford to, or not really afford. This New Line Cinema didn't like the idea of Freddy losing again, so it was the thing where it's like, oh, Ash is gonna win this one, and Robert Englund liked the idea, like, oh yeah, like of course he's the hero, but it's like, well, New Line's like, what about Freddy? Like, oh, like he needs to win this time. He lost last time.
Why is it got to be fair?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No such thing as a fair fight, especially if it's a monster fight. It's like a horror movie icon fight.
Yeah, man. But yeah, they canceled that, but Michael stuff like Michael Myers and Hellraiser's Pinhead and stuff like you got all these horror icons that are just that you can pick them and you can mash them together. They were gonna do Michael versus Pinhead, but like you can definitely pull it off in a way where it's worth watching, and it's actually really good. You expect what you expect in those movies.
You know which one I really enjoyed? Have you seen it's The Ring versus The Grudge?
That's the Japanese, the master.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where's my cake? the maggots, by the way.
Was great.
Yeah, man. I saw it 5 times. I got the collector's cup and everything when I was a kid. The maggots, by the way, are Rice Krispies.
I think we need to do a whole night dedicated to Creepshow.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to.
Need to.
And the new Shudder series is like surprisingly good.
I have not seen that.
I started watching the series and I enjoy it. It's pretty good, especially the first episode with Tobin Bell and I forgot the other actor's name. I've seen him in a lot of movies and series, but yeah, that was a pretty interesting episode. Oh yeah, and the original Girlfriend Creepshow, she was in the first episode. I think.
That's right. That's right.
So that was a little bit of nostalgia implemented into that. And
And Charles, I just want to address what Charles said. He says my wife can't watch the cockroach one. Let me tell you, all 5 times that I saw Creepshow in the theater, the audience was screaming during that part. Like, I mean, I'm not crazy about cockroaches, but people who don't like bugs or really don't like bugs, it's like their absolute worst nightmare. Yeah, that episode is gnarly.
It really is an unsettling. It really is. If you want to talk horror, that is creature horror right there for the extremes.
Yeah.
That is,
I know.
Interesting. What? Yeah, I'd like to do body bags one day.
Body bags, huh?
The movie with 3 episodes.
Or we should do Amicus one of these days, because Amicus, the Milton Subotsky movies, there's so many of those that were so good. Like Torture Garden, The Uninvited, Asylum, oh God, which is the one that's on the train?
Terror Train?
No. It's with Peter Cushing. Oh, and of course, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror. Those are also Amicus films, like way back in the 60s. What was great about the anthology films was that, especially the Amicus ones, is that if you were a kid and you were watching one of those and you didn't like the story that you were watching, everything was cool. Because the next story might have vampires or werewolves or ghouls or something in it, something that you would dig. Oh, and From Beyond the Grave, that's also one of the best of the Amicus movies. The portmanteaus.
Yeah, I like to mention an actual possible anthology franchise, Halloween. So originally, John Carpenter was supposed to do an actual anthology series for Halloween. The second film was supposed to be an anthology. But then they just, hey, well, let's get Michael Myers back one more time, and then we'll do the anthology. That's when they did Season of the Witch, but that failed because everyone's like, where's Michael Myers?
Exactly. I know. And Halloween 3, it would be considered a classic if it was called anything else. Because it's an awesome movie, but it's like, you're making a contract with the audience, that they're going to get some Michael Myers if you call it Halloween 3.
Right.
Ted Danson. Not very fond of crustaceans, evidently.
Oh! Get out. Get out of here!
But boy, they are tasty.
Richard!
That has to be terrifying. To be buried.
Oh my God. Anybody want to have nightmares tonight? Google coconut crab.
No.
Whoa.
Anything but those things. Anything but those things.
Right?
They're so big.
Oh.
They're bigger than my dogs.
Oh, dude. I don't want I want to know where they exist so I can never go there.
Anywhere with coconuts. I'm not kidding.
Right? Oh, yeah. Anywhere with coconuts? Yeah. Then I'm staying the hell away, just to avoid the possibility of running into one of those fucking things.
Wait, is that?
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, it's Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People forget that he was a straight actor. He was in Forbidden Planet.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I know that he did I watched this mini documentary on him. He's one of my favorite actors. But when I learned that he did this scene, I was like dumbfounded.
Yeah, he did a lot of TV too. He was in a lot of shows like Columbo, that sort of a thing. Yeah, but he was like the sexy male lead in Forbidden Planet.
Didn't he do that horror plane thing too?
Yeah. Seeing him like
I think that was a TV movie that you're talking about,
airplane
like
or something.
Terror at 40,000 feet.
Yeah,
the one that also had William Shatner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Becky?
Damn.
Sadistic.
What's his name again? The Cheers guy?
Ted Danson.
There you go. Yeah.
Can't hear you. I'm
You think that was his hair? You already lost it back then.
You know, it's weird because sometimes you have guys who are wearing rugs, and then you have guys who have their hair styled so that it looks like a rug. It's very, very, very peculiar. Like ends up looking like the Plastic Devo hair. If anybody remembers that, there's an obscure reference for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys will like to hide their thinning hair, comb it from the way on the side, way over and around, and like you know what I mean. There's all kinds of like different. I mean, not just a comb over, but like all kinds of ways to just
But then you have like the game show host hair. Or like the newscaster show, the old school newscaster hair, where it's
helmet
like
hair,
the helmet hair, exactly. Yeah. So it's like it's not a rug; it's just done up so that it looks like a rug. And it's like, why would you want to do up your hair so that it looks like a rug?
It's not even their call; it's the hairdresser and the hairspray and all.
I know. I just always thought that shit was funny. And Charles says he saw Creepshow 2 in the theater. I was 7. The Hitchhiker creeped me out the most. Yeah, that is the best segment in that.
Yeah, the Hitchhiker is really good. I like that one because, the whole time, like, you got this guy, just, getting ran over and just being brutally just destroyed. Like,
I know, it's gradually deteriorating.
I felt bad for him. That really did
absolutely.
Bad for him. Because he was the one that got run over in the first place and died, and like, I know like the girl, like she reacted in a way where, it's kind of understandable, but at the same time, like it's just dang, feel bad.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to leave.
Simon,
it was fun meeting you, Dominic.
Peace out. And I'm gonna read the stuff that you sent me, bro.
And check that little GIF file there. I sent you a little GIF.
I'm opening it presently. Take care, Simon.
It's Jodorowsky's Dune. Bye.
Oh.
See you, Sam.
See you guys. I'm gonna actually head off too. Mondays usually are a good day for me, but today's just kind of been like out of whack. So,
that's okay, Ed. It's nice meeting you finally.
It's been a crazy day. Yeah. We're probably gonna wrap up pretty soon anyway, man. So take care. Have a good night, brother.
Yep, it's good seeing you guys face to face for the first time.
Seriously, man.
See y'all.
Peace out.
Did you? I sent you a Night Tales link. It's actually I think it's an intro for it.
You sent it? I already closed my Facebook. You let me reopen it.
Oh, okay. It's actually the host is Flavor Flav.
What?
Yeah, it's Flavor Flav's the host.
Oh my God, Flavor Flav.
But he's playing himself.
Who else is he gonna play? Right? It's just, oh God, he should be playing himself. I still don't understand why he never went all the way and had like a grandfather clock around his neck.
I don't have the link.
Oh, okay.
It means it didn't come through.
Let me see. Did you send it via the
You sent it
the
Facebook
the
Messenger.
twatter?
I sent it through the chat here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay, you got to tell me if you're going to do that so I can.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't see a link.
Oh. Oh no! I thought I put the link. It said Night Tales right there, but I didn't. It was the link. I didn't.
It's all good.
But yeah, like it's really interesting to see him in that role. It's really cool, underrated. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember there was also like a horror anthology series that was hosted. It was very brief. I think it was called The Watcher, and it was hosted by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, no, I heard something like that. Oh yeah, here you go, Drew. I just sent it. Sorry about that. I just sent it.
Don't worry, brother. You're good.
And there's like a trailer too, so it's really cool. So there's the
Sweet.
movie and there's the series. So like the series has like 1 or 2 seasons that ran through. There you go.
Lotion. So it can be greasy.
Yeah.
Hell.
Dude, bro.
Yeah, what kind of fucking shit was he like on the regular? You know what I mean? Like, like was he like just totally freebasing like constantly or something? What the hell, dude?
Yeah, he definitely partied pretty hard, I think. Or maybe he was just on Flavor Flav, you know what I mean? Maybe he was just one of those guys that was just in the constant, just like a weird headspace. You know what I mean? Because some people are just natural characters. I think he's a dude that's just a natural character.
Yeah. I'd just like to mention that this is an underrated movie and show because I like a lot of people don't know about this. Like a lot of people, this is like a cult, I guess, a cult classic.
Yeah.
But never like I asked you, Brian, like, do you know what Night Tales is? Like, nope.
No.
I'm like, bro, like this is so cool. Like I don't know.
I will check it out for sure.
But yeah, it's cool.
You see, the problem is these days is that horror is so popular. There's such a glut of it. There's so much stuff out that the good stuff, it sort of gets lost in the shuffle. Like a friend of mine always says, he's like, in 10 years, then we're going to find out what's worth watching that's out like right now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it has to filter. You know what I mean? I mean, unless it's like absolutely phenomenal and it's by somebody amazing, you don't hear about it right away. Unless there's a lot of money behind it, you won't hear about it for years.
This was directed by Dion Taylor. I actually met him. He's based in Sacramento. Shot in Sacramento. He's an independent filmmaker, and this is one of his first films. The second film. He did a film called Dead Tone. And that one was shot first, and this is his second one. And he's actually a pretty good director, and he's done recent films. Like, you guys heard The Intruder and Black and Blue? Like, he directed those ones, but before he did that, he made these films, and he was independent. He's independent like us, but like
Mhm.
you know, he has a lot of money. So
Well, horror films is one of the few genres that you can make a decent film with a
Mhm.
low budget. You know what I mean? Because it
Yeah.
takes you need a long, like if you're going to do some kind of character development or anything like that, you need to have a long way to go, and then you got to like bombard people with shit that interacts with that character a lot. You know what I mean? So if you're doing a romantic comedy or something like that, you really have to build those characters up. You have to introduce them. You know what I mean? In a horror, you can just like, this is Johnny. Johnny dies. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. And you also don't need movie stars because in
Mhm.
horror, the genre is the star. And if
Yeah.
anything, if you have movie stars, it kind of hurts the film because then you're like, oh, they ain't killing him off or they ain't killing her off, you know? Because at least they're at least going to make it to the end because they're like the stars, you know?
yeah, and like you said, yeah, horror's a genre, and also for slasher films, like you don't need a star. The killer's a star, and like
Exactly.
you always look at like Jason and Freddy, like that's all you need.
Exactly.
Although a big name will always sell a movie no matter what. I think of the first
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scream movie. It's
Yeah.
how they marketed it. I mean, because they used Drew Barrymore in all
Yeah.
the previews and everything, and they used her name on the bill. You know what I mean to push
Yeah.
the movie. She was in the first minute, and that was it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Well,
That
they
was
pulled the psycho. They pulled the psycho. You know, they killed the star in like the
yeah,
first act.
that was the most like surprising moments in film history or her horror film history is like promoting a star, a well-known actress, and then killing her off in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's just so it's a masterpiece. It's just so it was done
yeah,
really well.
Well,
And
it was because everybody else who was in it, there were other stars, but they weren't as big. Like they're a lot bigger
yeah,
names now than they
right.
were then. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like Steve Ridge
I mean,
from
you got David Arquette, you got Courtney Cox, you got, you know, I mean, there was a big list. You know what I mean
Yeah,
of
Nev
people who,
Campbell.
yeah, Nev Campbell, um, uh, uh, uh,
Steve Ridge.
what's her name?
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah.
From what's her name from Charmed?
Oh, the girl. She was also
she's also in Death
Planet
Proof. Not Death Proof,
Ah, it's
but
on the tip of my tongue.
Terror.
not Death Proof, but the other one.
Planet Terror.
Planet Terror, yeah, she was in
Oh,
that.
Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan, that's it. She was also in Scream, the first one. You know what I mean? So like you had a well-rounded cast. You know what I mean for that, but all those names were not big star names at the time.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But Drew Barrymore was a movie star. You know what I mean? Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore had a huge name, you know, so it's like and a very, very marketable face, like very, like, you know, her instantly. She was Drew
Right.
Barrymore. There's no question. So it was like whatever they paid her, it was worth it because it made everybody go see that movie. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then like, because if you had pitched it with anything else about the movie, no. You know what I mean?
And also killing her off in the first act. I mean, like, right? I mean, and not even like waiting, like with Psycho, right? Just doing her, killing her in like the first scene, really. That then sets the audience like off kilter, where it's just like, oh shit, they just killed the star. That means anybody can go at any moment.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things about that movie is that the way they marketed it was very well smart. That was very
Clever.
clever, and that brought in big seats in the theaters, and it made so much money. But it was also really good. You know, it did
Yes.
something different with the slasher genre. Instead of a normal slasher movie, they decided to poke fun at the slasher and the horror films that
Yep.
have been come out. And yeah, oh, you can continue playing. Flavor
What's that?
Flavor
Flavor Flav.
I've
He sold
he
out
had a-
faster than the iPhone. Jeffrey Ross stole that from him. I had to say it though.
All right, so we've been going about an hour and 30. We started late, so I think we can go ahead and wrap it up tonight. Dominic, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Nice meeting you, man.
Yeah, he you know, he'll be back. He'll be around. He's a friend and a fan, and you know, so he'll be back around, of course. And he'll probably drag me into more movies to make me talk about them. So,
Oh yeah.
And also everybody on the Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody in the chat, everybody that's watching, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You are appreciated.
all right.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end the broadcast. Thank you very much. And see you next week for Horror Talk.